Good evening, Hampton Roads. Good evening, Northeast North Carolina. My name is David Aldrich, Chief Meteorologist of WTKR News 3 Television, and you are watching First Warning Live, sponsored by Marco's Pizza. Now, you probably don't need me to tell you that rainfall totals kind of like on top of mind. So I don't need you to tell me that it rained. I know, but how much rain did you get? Well, I don't know. I lost count of the drops. That's what we're here for. Love to interact with you. Love to see what you have experienced. Put a comment on the screen, and I may be able to circle it and put you on the screen just like a matter of that. So I've been working on my gadgets and my technology here because it's just me in this little pod area. But let me go ahead and show you what we're talking about. Rainfall totals. The First Warning live stream. We've had the rain ever so slowly trying to move off the coast. What in the world's going on? We have a couple of showers in the Outer Banks. I can see that. It just left Corolla a few moments ago. And I got some great pictures of some wild horses in Corolla. I'll show you that coming up toward the end of this live stream. But further south, it's still raining around Nag's Head, just north of Wanchese and Kill Devil Hills. I can see that, Aldrich. But what's happening is some of these clouds are breaking up. That's nice. But that means some fog. Did you say fog? Yes, fog is more likely to form in some spots overnight, so I hope you're ready for that. And if you're on the call, we'd love to say good evening to you, hello, and good hello to everybody. I got a note from Kim. Let's put Kim on the screen. She says, good evening, everybody. She's on here. She's wanting everybody to know that she's watching. You can watch us live. Here's Kim's face. Well, it's not her face. It's her avatar. It's what comes with Facebook, right? But anyway, Kim Thompson-Jones, so happy that you're watching, and we're happy that you're being interactive with us, because one of the cool things we can do is kind of highlight, magnify your voice. You like that? I came up with that. Just magnify your voice, because this platform is designed to do that, and you don't have to watch it live, but some of the information that I'm going to provide you is somewhat evergreen. It'll work right into tonight. It'll work into tomorrow. Even if you happen to watch it over the weekend, you say, you know, that Aldrich guy was right. He said it was going to be beautiful on Sunday, and it will. It will. I haven't changed my thought on that. But we got to get back to the maps, because what we are noticing here, Kim, is that the rain is beginning to pull away, and we clear off the telestrator. We are beginning to see drier conditions. Finally, at last, we're beginning to see some drier conditions. How much rain did we get yesterday? Just for comparison, right? I do know that Virginia Beach got 0.14 yesterday, and today they picked up 0.36. So a 2-day total for Virginia Beach is a ½ inch precisely. Hampton 0.03, and Norfolk had only 0.13 of an inch yesterday. Okay, but what's interesting is that today we picked up 0.53 in Hampton, about 0.79 in Smithfield, and about 1/3 of an inch in Virginia Beach. And look at that whopping 1.78 Middlesex County. I don't even know where that is. That's Saluda. Right? That's the northern fringe of our quote-unquote TV market. But I don't have markets right here. We're just going to go look at the whole country in a few minutes. 1.80 on Wallops Island, Norfolk 0.75. By the way, couldn't do this without a sponsor, so I want to mention them real quick, because one of the cool things we could talk about is a contest. We're giving away free pizza, not me, Marco's. Marco's has 5 convenient locations. These are important locations for the giveaway, because we're giving away, as a station First Warning Live, but really Marco's is giving away free pizza for a year, and we're making that announcement tomorrow. It's not too late. Go to WTKR.com/Marcos to enter the First Warning Live giveaways. Winners are announced on Thursdays. So if you are interested in free pizza, like the one on the right, I love the lunch item on the left too. Pizzolis are dynamite. They're pepperoni and sausage is my favorite. But I digress. Pepperoni Magnifico is what you would call a one-topping pizza, right? Maybe you've never been to Marco's. We're giving away a free pizza for a year. It's a certificate. You get 1 large topping monthly for 12 months. And since June is starting on Sunday, we could check box the one in the middle of the certificate. Okay, June will be taken care of, and it'll alleviate some of your costs when you have pizza night in your household, right? When the Aldrich household has pizza, we spend some money. We like to do it either on a Friday or a Saturday, but you might have a different day of the week, and that's cool. So if you want, you can also, you don't even have to wait to see if you win. You can actually have a WTKR 50. They're giving away online app orders, which is really cool. And I say this because the reason I think this is cool is the fact that you don't have to get pizza, right? You can actually get salads, subs, wings, desserts. You mean they got those? They even have gluten-friendly cauliflower crust. Oh, now I'm interested. 50% is a pretty sweet deal, right? You can say, hey, I could just use the promo code WTKR50, and it's only going to last the rest of this week. It's not going to last forever, so that's just one of the cool things Marcos is doing. All right, so it gets back to the weather, because some of you are probably feeling like you got a little waterlogged. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about when you get to that point when you get out of the shower and you start to say, my fingers are pruned. They're pruned. I got 0.75 in Norfolk. Oh, I got about a quarter inch in Suffolk. And if you're in Currituck, boy, they had a little late shower too, some thunderstorms. They picked up about a third of an inch of rain. A lot of rain has fallen during the course of today. So let's put this in perspective. That's what I like to do. Let's keep moving, because 0.23 in Emporia, half inch in Windsor. When you look at just Norfolk, we'll just pick and choose this particular location. From Norfolk International, we've had over 5 inches of rain. No way. Yes way. And yes, we picked up 1.15 back on Tuesday, a couple weeks ago, picked up 0.75 today. Add it all up. A week ago today, we picked up 1 1/3 inches. So there's been a lot of rain that's come into the area, and it's interesting to see what some of you might be thinking. Hey, I got a note from Philip. Philip says, let's get to Philip here. Philip says, let's get his note in here. He says, I'm tired of this rain. I wanted to go to the Tides game last night for their hurricane preparedness night. I did too. I was there in spirit, Philip, but thank you for your note. And he says, and it got rained out. And you know what? They got rained out again. They're going to do a double header tomorrow. I'm highlighting Philip here. Thank you, Philip, for participating. I can tell you this. They have to do, they're doing a day game. It's the Diamond Day game at 12:05. First pitch is tomorrow at Harbor Park. So if you go tomorrow, you get 2 games. Doubleheader tomorrow starting at 12:05. And then they're going to do another doubleheader on Saturday. So that might have its own challenges too, because I got a 40% chance of storms coming in the afternoon. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully everything will be fine. Let's not panic. I know that Sunday is a gem, and if you don't get out on Sunday, you're going to kick yourself and say, I should have listened to that weather guy at Channel 3. Well, hopefully you'd listen to anyway. But this is the maps. We're going back to the maps. I got to cover this and take off the telestrator so I don't declutter the map. So a week ago today, we picked up 0.75. And then 1.32 occurred a week ago, and then 0.35. So I mean, you can just pick out your favorite day. It hasn't rained every day this week or this month, but it seems like it has, just because we've had a couple of days in a row. And we averaged 3.78. We're already in excess of 5 inches. 5 inches would put us more like in line with, I don't know, September, August, right? And we still got Friday, we got Saturday. We're not done with the month. And highs today all over the map. You said 72, it was only 63 in Gloucester. I know. And Hampton was 73. That's a 10-degree spread. You could be off 10 degrees and people still listen to you. They do. I know it's weird, but you get a northeast wind in this town and it can change things around or get a lot of rain. Wallops Island had 1.80 inches of rain today. They didn't get out of the mid-60s. But they did hit 79, Elizabeth City. They did hit 75 in Franklin. And they did hit 76 today in Ahoskie. So if you're on the call, this is a great time to let me know what you're thinking, seeing. I want to say hi to Bonnie. Bonnie didn't think I put her on the screen, but there she is. Beautiful Bonnie is on screen, and just want to say hi to you. We've never met, but I hope that you're having a good time watching First Warning Live. It's one of the cool things we have here. Bonnie's on here. I got another note from Denmark saying rain, go away. We got more of that. And who else do we have? We had Kim and Philip, and I have some other folks on the Knoxville site. I'm going to check out some of these comments too. But one of the things I'm loving is the fact that we will get better in terms of the rain category. We'll see some improvement, but we've got to get through the next couple of days. Tomorrow will be less rain. Friday will be more rain. That's the way things are shaping up, at least right now. That's the way I see it. I got a couple of comments on the Aldrich weather webpage. Come back on camera over here. I see Patty Lynn Miller says hi from Virginia Beach. Hi, Patty. Patty Lynn Miller, very good to see you. Pete says, good evening, David. And we've got Douglas, Patricia, Seal, Lee, and 3 other people watching. So great to have you on the facebook.com/Aldrich Weather. That's my personal Facebook page. But we like to simulcast both on the WTKR News 3 and my page same time. So I'm able to see your comments coming in real time. I got to keep moving. It's 7:49. I think I can name that tune in 11 minutes. The weather headlines, look at that. That's a live picture of the ocean front. Now, I know there's some sun trying to crack through some of those clouds, but less rain tonight, now that it's moved on. Less rain on Thursday, 30% chance. And more rain on Friday because we have the strong to severe storm element on Friday to work through. But I still love Sunday. you really like this Sunday. I do. Sunday looks so much better than Saturday because Saturday you got to change your plans for a couple of hours if a storm or dark clouds approach. Do you know what I'm saying? So just enjoy Sunday. That's just the weather in a nutshell. And if you want the planner, we're going to start off in the 50s and 60s this morning. I'll get more into that in a moment. But at 8 o'clock, when maybe you're already at work or where you're headed, clouds and fog will be greeting you first thing. Winds will be 5 to 10, generally out of the north in the morning, more easterly in the afternoon, and a few storms. That's it, right? 30%. I think if we get through tomorrow and you don't get any rain, don't be surprised. But we go back to the current picture, it's 750. I can see that on the screen there. That's where things are right now. So we've got 750, most of it's going bye-bye, bye-bye, moving away. Get it out of here so we can at least enjoy the evening without any too many concerns, right? So if we look at the radar here, and expand the view, you can see there's been a front pushing this out to sea. It's not just happenstance, there's a cold front there, and this is all interconnected with another front. Ooh, you like that? Well, another front, a warm front, cold front, little trough back across the Ohio Valley. So we're going to have more opportunities for rain in the days and at least the next couple of days to come. Rainfall forecast takes us through the rest of the rainy period, meaning right through about 5 o'clock Saturday. We have the potential to pick up another ½ inch to an inch. Another ½ inch to an inch is possible. So you got some interesting weather coming our way. Got another note from Damian Hall. Hello, Damian. Now, I know that you might be the first time you've actually left a comment. I know it's got to be the first time I've posted it, but I just want to recognize you, Damian. Thank you for watching. If that's your picture there, I would assume it's you. We wanted to recognize you and say hi. Hope you'll apply because you can get some free pizza. If you're the winner, we'll get you some free pizza from Marco's if you're a winner from the drawing. We have a contest page, WTKR.com/Marcos. That's how you actually register to win. So over an inch in some spots between now and, say, Saturday at 5. I did it more like a macro view. So this is Saturday, 5 o'clock, over an inch in Richmond, about 0.75 between Emporia and Edenton down in Chowan County. So there's still some potential for, I would say, seismic type rains, but some rains that could just add more insult to injury. Now, as we look at the satellite radar, one of the nice things we can do is be able to look at where there's severe weather. Right now, in the real time, there's a tornado warning, it looks like, in the panhandle of Oklahoma. So severe weather breaking out there, severe thunderstorms in these little orange polygons. It looks like we have one up here in parts of southeast Colorado. I know that we had Keith Fentress on this call last night, if he's still watching. Wondering how close he is because he said he was in Colorado, but Norfolk was his hometown perhaps, or maybe home away from home. Wanted to see if he's been dealing with severe weather, but that's where it's very active right now. Got more wet weather going on right now in Nebraska, Kansas. I know we have a lot of military here, so you might have family down in Texas. They've got severe weather now in the Austin area. Austin, Texas, got severe storms right now popping, as is areas around New Orleans, really north into Mississippi. That's where things are getting kind of wild and wacky in terms of the actual crazy weather. Let's see here. I got a note from Damien. Here's a follow-up. Damien, let's just have a conversation, you and me. Everybody can listen. It's kind of neat. But he says, I'm new to this, you guys, Facebook page. I usually just pull it up on TV. Well, this is even better, Damien, because I can't pull you up on TV. You know what I'm saying? Having you on here, Damien, is so special to me because now you and I are having a conversation whether we know it or not. I mean, it's kind of like, I guess it's pseudo real time because you just posted this like a few moments ago. But this is my friend Damien. He's my new buddy, and he's new on Facebook. Now, whether he's serious or just pulling my leg, that's okay. I just want to be able to interact with you, interact with the viewers, and if you're watching this on delay, look what you're missing. We do this from 7 to 8 most nights, Monday through Thursday. That's the key. And clearly, I've gone late the last couple of times because I'm still learning some of the software. All right, let's get to the Virginia Beach ocean front. Is now coming up on 7:54. Our water temperature, our ocean temperature, usually is in the mid-60s this time of year. It's probably closer to 67 or 68 now. But if you're visiting from out of town, maybe you're in the military and you're new and you've been stationed here. Anyway, 78 in August, July, those are the 2 warm months. That's when the ocean feels like bath water, right? So historically, based on a historical perspective, 78, July and August, that's the time to be here, to be in the water. We've actually had 3 days at 90 so far this year. You wouldn't know it now because they came in early. We had one on April 6th. We had one on May 1st. We had one on May 16th. And I know these fractions make no sense. How do you get 14 and a half days at 90? Well, it's a 30-year average, mind you. And it does. This is the data that comes from the National Weather Service, in Wakefield. So when you take into account the actual averages, that's what we find. So 36.2, we get a little more than a month typically for a summer that's above 36 days. You should think it's a hot summer. Right now, we've had only 3 days, which we're in keeping with roughly where we are, because we average about 8 days in June. Does that help? I hope that helps. Let's see here. Oh, also some cool things here. This is the high temperatures in Norfolk. Now, one thing you'll notice, there was a 10-degree jump today versus yesterday. And when you think about that, 10 degrees is 10 degrees, but it's still below normal. The normal high is 80. So we were 66 degrees yesterday in Norfolk, 76 today, but now it's a 14-12 comparison. 14 days above normal and 12 days below normal, and 2 of them actually normal. So if you're playing the home game version, I like to put that out there just so you can be aware. When is summer this year? The unofficial start was last Monday on Memorial Day, but the real conversation might start on June 1st, which is hurricane season, the start anyway. It's also the start of meteorological summer, which we think of June, July, and August, but last but not least, it's the astronomical start, and the longest days of the year are coming up in a couple of weeks. Summer solstice occurs this year at precisely 10:42. So 10:42, that's the time that we're going to see the longest days, right? So really, I would say it's Saturday the 21st. We get our first full day of summer, astronomically speaking, but everybody has a different definition, and that's fine. I just thought I'd share that with you. Maybe you saw it yesterday, but I thought it was worth repeating anyway. It's 7:56. I got to keep moving. These are our current readings. Newport News, 68. 75 right now in Currituck. What's your temperature? If you've got a thermometer, let me know what you're seeing. I got a note from Damien. He's still conversing with it. I love it. He says, I completed the 100-mile St. Jude's fundraising event and the 300-mile American Cancer Society fundraising event. That's amazing. Damien, congratulations. And thank you for thinking outside the box and taking care of your community. Because you know what? Every day is a gift. And that's what we like to do at WTKR. And that's what we're trying to do, is give back to the community. But what you've done is amazing. I don't know how you could sustain that type of mileage, because I'm barely lucky to hang out in the gym for 30 minutes. But that's what people are able to do. I applaud you. That's awesome. 73 right now in Portsmouth, 72 in Suffolk, 68 right now in Newport News. This is our current reading. Amazing stuff, because even though it's still kind of cool. Temperature right now in Knoxville, 77 degrees. I got some notes from Patty Lynn Miller saying hi from Virginia Beach. And I got other folks who are watching as well. It is 61 though in Beckley, Richmond. Those are some cool spots. While Pittsburgh, only 58 and 55 in New York City. So we've got dew points that are still coming up. They were in the 40s and 30s a couple of days ago. But when you see a Virginia Beach dew point of 70, it's a little sticky, at least right now. Temperatures across the country are cool in the midsection. I see 65 there in Des Moines, 60 in Chicago, but Atlanta is at 80 degrees. Here's your temperature trend over the next 5 days. This is local. 80 degrees for tomorrow, 82 for Friday, but then we're settling in the mid to upper 70s for the next couple of days beyond that. All right, so we're looking at the nation as a whole. We see a lot of rain in Louisiana, southern Mississippi, a couple of scattered showers right now in Florida, and it's still wet across parts of New York State. But all of the rain that we had today would appear to be working its way out of the picture. If you haven't downloaded our free News 3 First Warning Weather app, I hope you'll do so. Having multiple sources for information is very, very helpful. News 3's First Warning Weather app, NOAA Weather Radio, for example, is awesome to have, especially when you need the information in a hurry, and sometimes notifications can be life-saving. Rain chances go from 30% tomorrow to 80% on Friday, and Saturday up to 40%. I want to keep this on time, so I'm very appreciative of you. Again, if you're just joining us and you haven't heard, we're going to be giving away free pizza. We're announcing tomorrow's live stream. I'm going to read the names, and if I get it ahead of time, I'll put it on the screen, and we'll give away some certificates. Does that sound like a plan? But if you don't win, fear not, because you can still get a lot in terms of the bonus, which is the 50%, the WTKR 50. We were talking about that promo code that you can use this week. All right, we got to get through the Eastern Shore. Tomorrow we'll be in the low to mid 70s from Exmoor down toward Cape Charles. 74 for Manio, 74 for Kill Devil Hills, Hatteras and Ocracoke, about 76, 77. So the sun comes up tomorrow, At 5:48, I suspect we'll have clouds like the ones you see now, with some fog, which you probably don't see yet, and then 8:17, sunsets tomorrow evening. Now, as we round out this live stream and get to the good stuff, this is like very helpful if you're traveling, and then in the summer months, a lot of us do, but these colors mean something. The level 1 orange, or level 1 green, I should say, is isolated. Level 2 yellow is scattered, and anything that happens to be orange would be numerous storms. We don't see orange on this map. This takes us through the rest of tonight, early tomorrow. That's why we're seeing some storms break out in Colorado right now and into parts of Oklahoma at Panhandle. Still some scattered severe storms for Austin for the rest of the night. Also around New Orleans, scattered severe storms. Maybe isolated for Panama City, Destin, or Montgomery. And as we slide up toward North Carolina, they still have New Bern and Harker's Island, for example, still under a level 1 that would look like it even includes parts of Hatteras, maybe even Rodanthe at this point. But really what we're going to watch is tomorrow and Friday especially. But you'll notice the hot spots Thursday, Central Texas, San Angelo, some scattered severe storms. If you're flying or have family in Memphis, in Little Rock, New Orleans, isolated severe storms. And Daytona Beach, also into parts of the Carolinas, they too could get some isolated severe storms. On Thursday, this includes parts of our viewing area here in the traditional TV sense because it includes areas just south of Edenton, into Burt T County, and into the Outer Banks. So we could see some stronger storms toward the end of Thursday, if not Thursday night, because these carry right to about 8 a.m. the following morning. Now, Friday, you said severe weather Friday. You notice how all the coloring left Texas, leaving Louisiana, coming back home. These storms are going to come back from Panama City to Charlotte, to Raleigh, scattered severe storms. That's why we're expecting damaging wind in scattered form. Hail will be a possibility. Roanoke, also some possible storms there, and Virginia Beach, more isolated. So it kind of draws a line between Norfolk and maybe down toward Edenton, Hosky, Franklin under level 2, Elizabeth City, Duck level 1. So it is we're basically where we're going to be. But as we wrap things up, Futurecast shows we're clearing out briefly by 11. That's going to open the door for some fog. Winds aren't very strong. We got more clouds at 7. And then we're going to lather, rinse, and repeat. Look at this. By by midday Thursday, some of those showers could roll into Norfolk, which would be not good if that timed out. Placed it right over there because Harbor Park has a 12:05 game. Let's hope that it goes somewhere else. But by the end of the afternoon, it's just mostly clouds. It's really late Thursday night. You see the red. This is why the Outer Banks are under the crosshairs for severe weather. It's really Thursday night into Friday. That's 2 a.m. It's got it over Duck. It's got it south of Elizabeth City, and so on. 7 a.m. Friday, not so bad, but by the afternoon, some of the storms might have a little more gusto and a little more vigor. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Shauna Thompson says good evening. She's on my Facebook page. Thank you, Shauna. Great to see you here. Let's see here. I've got some other notes. I got a note here from Pete. Let's put Pete on the screen. He says, the real bonus is the weather report. I guess maybe he likes the commentary. I don't know, but I know Pete from back in the Knoxville era, and I appreciate him being on here. It means a lot. Love seeing him, and of course his picture. So you guys, if you have a great creative picture, your photo would be a little bigger on the screen. You can adjust your avatar if you so choose in the weeks to come. By the way, as we look at the storms, they will fade. Tomorrow morning we're in the 50s to near 60. It's now 8:03. I hope to be done in less than 2 minutes. 58 Smithfield, 58 Moyock. These are the morning lows. Throw in some fog, throw in lots of clouds. Thursday afternoon we'll be running toward 80, and then we look like we're probably closer to 77 for the peninsulas. 81 for North Carolina tomorrow afternoon. So here is your first warning, WTKR News 3 7-day forecast. 82 for Friday, 78 for Saturday, and the glorious Sunday that I've been advertising for several days now. 77 degrees, spotty rain on Monday, and it looks like even some 30% chance of storms on Wednesday, but at least by and large next week will not be as aggressive. You like that word? It won't be as aggressive with the rain next week. It'll be a little tamer, because we still have to get through Friday and at least Thursday night into Friday for some of the storms that might be have some gusto. We'll have to see with the winds what they can do, and maybe even some hail. By the way, if you haven't figured this out, I just wanted to just lead you to the pizza box, because WTKR, that's our Facebook page, our webpage, WTKR/Marcos. If you want to sign up for free pizza for a year, we are giving away not 1, not 2, but 10 of these. Well, who does that? Marco's Pizza does that. They're going to be providing us, we're going to have a randomized selection because I have no control over it, but we're going to announce the winners tomorrow. You've been waiting all this time. We did a kind of like a soft launch last week. This is kind of like launching the pizza. It's going to come to a neighborhood near you. We want you to be in the running. Go to our contest page. Go to www.wtkr.com/Marcos, and you can pick up a Pozzoli tonight if you want, or a regular Magnifico, because if you use the promo code WTKR50, this is just like super limited time. This is the bonus. I mean, it pays to join that party called First Warning Live. Sure does. You could save on your pizza. Somebody was like, you mean I only get half a pizza? No, you get the whole pizza. You just get half the cost. That's a sweet deal. And as I said a moment ago, you don't have to get pizza. You could get a salad, you could get a sub, you could get wings, you could get a dessert, you could get gluten-free cauliflower crust, whatever you like. You get 50% off. Just type in the promo code WTKR50. I think that's a pretty sweet deal, as the announcing of winners will be coming up very, very soon. All right, so we wrapped up here, 8:05. There's the forecast. I wanted to end with some happy shots. Sunrise in Virginia Beach from Michael. If you haven't visited Virginia Beach, this is what you're missing. I love the happy shots. We do this at the end of our 6 o'clock newscast. It was a tradition that Patrick Rocky taught me when I got here, because we had like a week of overlap. And this is just something that WTKR has done, is including some of our WTKR photographers and the beautiful things that they see from their lens. This was the Hampton Coliseum this morning. Want to shout out to Don Wilson. Beautiful picture. Even though we had clouds and rain, you can still, looks like, I think Kurt Williams said, it looks like a spaceship ready to take off. I guess, but it is really sweet. Don, thank you for sharing that photo with us. And lastly, the wild horses in Corolla, North Carolina. Now, I know what you're thinking. Are those really wild? They're wild, man. You got to come to the Outer Banks. You don't know what you're missing. I want to say a special thanks to Kawika. Kawika's on here. I think that's a hard last name to pronounce, but I do know she's from Hawaii. She's got a great Polynesian name. But if I made an attempt to pronounce it and I mispronounced it, I'd feel really, really bad. But I did try to spell it out. So I'll go back to the picture. Should I try and pronounce her last name? Her first name I can say is Kawika, and her last name, I believe, is Huku Konyu Konku. If I'm even remotely right, Kawika, you can let me know, and maybe somebody could tell me if I did a good job. I'm going to give myself an A, at least for effort, anyway. Very thankful for all of you. Don't forget, we're going to be giving away free pizza tomorrow. This is one of the cool things. We've been building up to it. So we're going to be dishing out free pizza, and you can get 50% off pizza now if you can't wait. If you can't wait, it's there. Well, my name is David Aldrich. We'll see you here. By the way, keep the conversation going. You know the one we were having with Damien? Keep the conversation going. And just remember, it's not hard, but just remember that it doesn't matter if the weather is sunny or serious. Every day is a gift. Every day is a gift, so make the most of it in your neighborhood. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.